And also, they don't get to talk about the coaching move of making Jabari slick a point guard. What led to putting the ball in his hands quite so much and having him handle so well?
Just kind of happened organically. Jabari is very skilled, can do multiple different things, but it just kind of, the way it played out, it seemed like it inverted their defense a little bit. It was bringing their fives, their big athletic guys out on the perimeter, and then it kind of played to our advantage where we could attack from the outside and play downhill, use our speed and athleticism to get to the basket and create open looks.
What does it say that he sort of rose to the occasion a little bit? A lot of attention, the crowd playing into it, and he performed with them.
I think it just shows that he's growing as a player, he's blossoming as a player, he has a lot of stuff that he's really good at, and he's putting it all together. He's had a couple of really great games, and I personally couldn't be happier with how he's playing.
Defensively, you guys are running some switching 1 through 4, but keeping the 5 kind of at home. What is your goal with the defensive schemes, and how do you think guys are kind of executing them at this point, at least?
Well, the first goal is that we all know what we're doing, and it's been hit or miss on that. But when we have executed, when all 5 guys have been on the same page, we've had some really nice possessions. I think they had 15 points in the second quarter, and we were switching and guarding, and I thought different guys at different moments stepped up and with some physicality and executing those switches. And the first step to building a good defense is getting everybody on the same page, and that's what we've been trying to do since the start of training camp. And I thought we had longer stretches of that in this game than we did the last one.
What do you think stood out as the biggest difference from Game 1 Cam to Game 2 Cam?
I felt like Game 2 Cam was much calmer. Game 1, I felt like he was really going after it. In Game 2, I feel like he picked his spots. He understood that, when he was going to get the ball, where the ball was going to rotate, when to drive, how to guard. I thought he had some really nice, he showed some really nice poised moments in the second game.
Well, he was just 18 back then.
Yeah. Now he's 19.
He's a grizzled veteran now. I know Jonathan asked you about Jabari kind of handling the ball a little bit more. How much did not having Amon maybe play into that in this game specifically, but also just kind of coming in that goal, maybe getting him outside of his comfort zone a little bit and letting him do some of the things that he, doesn't really get to do often on the court?
Yeah, that's a good point. I think it just sort of happened organically. So when a point guard or a ball handler or whatever, a person who handles the ball a lot goes out, how is that void going to be filled? And not being exactly sure who's going to handle more pick and rolls or bringing the ball up and running the sets and whatnot, but it just kind of seemed like whenever Jabari had the ball in the middle and we had some movement around it, good things were happening for our team. Also, same with Tari. Tari was handling outside. I thought he had a lot of really nice moments as well.
I wanted to ask you a little about Tari. He's an end-to-end player, both ends. What has he been able to show you in terms of that strength of his that he makes all sorts of things?
Yeah, coming in here and learning these guys and understanding trying to get a feel for their game and understanding what they can do and how they like to play. Really been impressed with Tari's ability to do so many different things. Guard so many different players, guarding point guards, guarding bigs, handling the ball pick and roll, setting screens, knocking down some jump shots, getting steals, deflections, offensive rebounds. He does a lot of different things, and so I've been really impressed to just kind of get a feel for what he does and what he likes to do, and I'm excited. I think he can really grow and become a really good player.
Who won the coaching staff pickup game yesterday?
I don't know.
You didn't keep score, or
no,
that means
I didn't play.
Oh, okay.
I didn't play, so I don't know.
Were you reffing or what?
No. My wife was in town, so I had to go pick her up.
That's always a good excuse, though.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. Got to go to the airport.
I'll find out if I need to know.
Yes, I'm sure, but I don't know who won, to be honest with you.
I really didn't need to know.
I'm sure Jonathan asked something along those lines more eloquently than I, but I'm going to throw it in because I'm late. There's been a real growth over the last year with Jabari's game. What has he grown with the most? What's he evolved for him?
It's hard for me to say that. I just got here.
Fair enough.
So I'll just tell you what I've liked. I've liked his competitiveness. I've liked his maturity. I've liked the dynamic skill set that he's brought in offense. He's posted up. He's handling pick and roll. He's set screens. He's pick and popped. We've kind of moved him all around on different areas of the floor, and he's shown an ability to handle all of that. And so I've really liked that. And I've also liked his competitiveness, battling in the post, guarding. There's a level of physicality of the game, which I thought was great on both sides. Guys getting after it, and he stepped up and really just, he was in the mix the entire time, and I really liked it.
He seemed really comfortable in the half court, attacking, which I'm not sure I always saw him do last season. He seems comfortable now, like if you're facing up and going, if that's the play.
Yeah, and look, he had a speed advantage, I thought, when he was playing the 5 against their 5s and facing up and attacking, and I thought he did a good job. And then he also had some smalls on him at the same time, and he was able to get downhill, keep the ball high, finish over the top, and he had a really nice all-around game.
Can I follow on that and just ask, what are those conversations like between you and Jabari? Is that him coming to you and saying, hey, maybe can I try some of these spots on the court, or hey, I'd like to bring the ball up a little bit more, or is that you maybe kind of putting the onus on him and saying, hey, I'd like to put you in this spot and see how you handle it?
It's a bit of both. So the way it's been going so far in Summer League with all the guys, and obviously I'm not a head coach. I get to be the head coach for Summer League, and the way that we've been doing it is just kind of a collaborative. Like if they see something, they say it. If I see something, I say it. If I'm like, Jabari, you bring it. It was just an ongoing dialogue with all of these guys of like, sometimes I want Trevor to handle, sometimes I want Tari, Cam, all these different players, and it's a collaborative process. So we're working together to figure it out.